Hi, this is Aaron Wilson. I'm at the NFL owners meetings in Palm Beach, Florida at the Breakers Hotel. And Texas coach DeMeco Ryans wanted to clear something up this morning, and that's the offensive line. There was a report that they had a toxic culture. Those were the words used. And he was adamant in denying that, saying that he wouldn't tolerate a situation like that on his football team. It's not the kind of players that he brings in. And he has great guys, these guys in the offensive line. They made dinners together. They got along great. And obviously the results weren't what they'd hoped for, but they battled, and it wasn't as if it was this chaotic situation. And I want to add some of my own commentary and information to this situation. So I know Laremy Tunsil has been scapegoated quite a bit as being some sort of, problem in the locker room. Couldn't be further from the truth. That is an incorrect narrative. And Laremy was a popular guy in the locker room, was a team captain, and they praised him heavily today, Laremy Tunsil, from DeMeco Ryans about the trade, and just, you can't keep everybody. What the trade had to do with was the value that could have gone down a year, the fact that he wanted a big new contract, and you can't pay everybody. And they wanted to reward young players like Derek Stingley Jr. and also a Pro Bowl defensive end who had earned a new deal in Danielle Hunter. So, Laremy became the odd man out. Going back to the offensive line, Chris Strausser, my sources tell me, was checked out, almost didn't take the job when he was leaving the Colts to join the Texans, and probably should not have taken on this responsibility if he wasn't all in. And I think that the culture, if you want to point to anything, he wasn't listening to input from players and coaches, and that was a problem. They expect with one voice, that's the way they describe it, with Cole Popovich now as run game coordinator and offensive line coach, promoted from assistant offensive line coach, and signed to a new contract, that they're going to have a better overall group. They expect it to be a more competitive situation. You didn't hear a lot of praise for the offensive line from DeMeco Ryans. I would say that's intentional. He said, we brought in some new players. We brought in some guys that play hard, that have played some football, and we're going to let them compete. We're going to put the best five out there. That's what I've been reporting for a while. That's the philosophy. They want to see what kind of combinations that going to be. Cam Robinson, yes, that's the left tackle, but there's some other positions in flux. So Titus Howard, he praised him for his positional flexibility and willingness to play tackle or guard and ability to do so. So he's a candidate at guard and tackle. They like Laken Tomlinson's steadiness, the new guard. He is a candidate to start. He's been a Pro Bowl lineman before, and they call him an Iron Man. He's missed no games I think since 2017, so he's been playing for a long time. He's out there lining up every Sunday, giving you what he has. Jared Patterson, the center, and then between Juice Scruggs and Ed Ingram competing at right guard. We'll see if they add more guys to the mix. And then over at right tackle, either Blake Fisher or Titus Howard, depending on where they decide to line up. Titus Howard and Trent Brown as a swing tackle in relief. And I just talked to Trent's agent, Drew Rosenhaus, here at the owners' meetings, and Trent's doing well and looking forward to the season. So they have quality depth and a big-time guy in terms of size and experience, former Pro Bowl selection himself, in Trent at 6'8" and 380. So they've been trying to bolster the offensive line. None of these moves I know are very exciting to the fans, but they are planning to draft some linemen, and I've been reporting on some of the meetings, some of the visits, that they've had, including with Charles Grant from William & Mary, including Josh Connolly Jr., and so going back to the combine and all these processes, the Kelvin Banks, all of those linemen, all on their radar, paying attention to Gray Zables, everyone. So expecting to add some linemen, probably a tackle and a guard. So we'll see how that turns out in the draft. But they could line up if they had to today, and I think they would hold their own. But the biggest thing is coaching, being coachable. But as far as the toxic culture, yeah, I thought that was overblown and inaccurate. The words of DeMeco Ryans, very inaccurate. That wasn't, what he experienced. Obviously, if it was bad, would he tell you? Well, I guess probably not. But I have my sources of my information, and I was in the locker room the whole year, and it's true. These guys do like each other. They did hang out, and they fought together on the field as best they could. But it wasn't a great group. And sometimes that happens. I would say with coaching, with scheme, some of this Bobby Sloak scheme. You got to look at it as part of that. And maybe they missed some evaluations. They've admitted that they missed some evaluations. They thought Kenyon Green would do a lot more than he did, picking him 15th overall, and now he's traded to the Philadelphia Eagles. It was interesting to see DeMeco Ryans get a lot of questions about Kenyon Green from the Philadelphia media this morning after a separate session that a few of us reporters that made the trip here to Palm Beach had with him, where he addressed Laremy Tunsil and rewarding Derek Stingley Jr. I'm going to have more takeaways in a separate video, but yeah, please like and subscribe here at the channel, and check me out at click2houston.com and on KPRC2 with Randy McElvoy and Ari Alexander, my colleagues there, and of course on Twitter/X at @AaronWilson_NFL, Instagram AaronWilson7128. I'm even on Blue Sky and Threads. Don't use those a ton, but have accounts there as well. And I'm just excited to talk some football with you guys. As I said, we're going to get Cal McNair when the owner meetings wrap up on Tuesday in the afternoon. So look for some content from that, and we're going to meet team president Mike Timone. So looking forward to meeting Mike and talking to him about the stadium and anything else as he takes over this job as a replacement for Greg Grissom. And yeah, I heard some really good things about Mike. So yeah, looking forward to have a conversation with him. And just drop your comments. I see them all. Try to respond as many as I can. It's a little bit hectic, more busy than usual because I'm traveling. I'm off site here at the Breakers, and yeah, it's been good so far. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. So look forward to our next conversation, which I'm about to take. Thanks. Bye.